Okay. How do you pronounce your last name?
Aponte.
Aponte. That's fancy. I didn't know how to pronounce it. Okay. So, Steph wrote out these questions, and honestly, our team is still within their first 16, 18 months with Lavelle. So we don't know really any 200K leaders, people in the company. So this is a new face for us. So why don't we get started and you tell everyone who are you, how you got started, and we'll jump into all the other questions because I want to know who you are.
Awesome. So I appreciate you having me. I am probably the most boring guy in Lavelle, guys, just FYI. I don't know that many people in Lavelle, especially this woman that's right below me named Courtney. I've never met her in my entire life. Gosh, it's crazy how we all met. I'm kidding. All right, let me introduce myself. She's probably like, man, I can't believe he's even watching me right now. So I've been doing this for over 5 years, guys, and I got to give Courtney a hard time because I'm her trainer. I could do that, right, Courtney? She's like, yeah. So I've been doing this for 5 years, got introduced to the Thrive Experience 2013, long time ago. I'm like what you would call an OG in this business. I mean, I came on board when they just launched the regular DFT patch. I came on board like 2 months later when they just launched the DFT patch. I came on board when the fan page had 12,000 likes. Nobody knew what the Thrive Experience was. It wasn't a part of social media. It was literally completely just brand new, like something brand new. Nobody knew what it was. But I will tell you guys, I was the biggest skeptic I've ever met. My background, been a personal trainer for 11 years. Love health and wellness, supplementation. And so when I got introduced to the product, I said no immediately. I was like, nope, don't want to do it. And I said no because it looks stupid. That's honestly, when I first started, I was like, I'm not wearing that patch. There's no way in good God's green earth you're going to get me to wear that because it was such a brand new technology. Nobody heard of dermal fusion technology. So I never heard of wearable nutrition. So I didn't want to wear the patch. I was like, not going to happen. I don't want people to think I'm stressed out and I started smoking. I'm trying to quit smoking. So I said no immediately, but I was very lucky. The person who introduced me to it, she didn't take my no for an answer. And it was ironically, she was my boss, so I eventually had to cave in and say yes. But I tried it, didn't feel anything on my sample pack. Guys, so don't freak out. If somebody tells you they don't feel anything on the samples, don't give up on them. I felt nothing. She put me on a 3-way call, eventually turned into a 4-way call because I was so hard-headed that they convinced me. These ladies were so amped up and excited. I'm like, whatever y'all are on, put me on. It was like, you tried. I was like, no, but what are you guys on? Because I didn't get that much energy. Sure enough, they said, you know how this works. You know how our bodies work. It takes more than 2 days to fill a full month of this experience. We all got nutritional gaps, nutritional deficiencies. So just give it a shot. See what it can do for you. So sure enough, I ordered. I signed up as a free promoter, ordered, had no experience in network marketing, never did this industry business in my life. But I figured it's free. Free is free, right? So I ordered. It came in like 10, 11 days later. Missed my VIP, guys. So don't freak out if you don't hit your VIP and think you can't grow in this business. Missed my VIP, missed my free 4K iPad bonus, all of that, I missed it all. But I felt it, I didn't feel it day 1 again, day 2, and then day 3 was my aha moment. I felt that euphoric energy, I felt that excitement, that passion, especially that mental clarity. I just did not have it, it exists. Felt it day 3, day 7 started falling in love with it. Day 10, I was 100%, I'm going to be all in. But by then, guess what happened? Christmas. So literally started to wanting to promote at Christmas, and everybody was like, nah, bro, it ain't happening. But I got very lucky. I had 2 friends say yes to me. Ironically, they're still on the Thrive Experience 5 years later as customers. And so I got my next month free. January 2014 came around. You guys know what the deal is. New year, new me. That was my mindset 5 years ago. So I figured I gave it a shot. I started learning from everyone I could. And back in the day, we only had 2 phone calls. There was no Zooms. There was no meetings. There was no training. 2 phone calls a week we had. And I was on them like sponges. I mean, like literally white on rice. I was writing down notes. I was like, yeah, I'm going to figure this out. And kid you not, guys, I struggled in the beginning because I had no clue what I was doing. I was sampling like crazy, not using any third-party validation. And all of a sudden, I remember I got a phone call from this woman. I had no clue who she was. And she was like, listen, if you keep doing this your own way, the hard way, you're going to end up failing and quitting. And I was like, well, listen, lady, I don't know you that well, but okay, I'll take your advice. And come to find out, her name was Mario Dillard. Insane, like true story. I was like the only guy on this team at the time. So I was like, all right, cool. But you know what? I started running with it. I did not stop, guys. It was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I want my life back. I'm tired of having somebody else control my life, basically my 8 to 5. And so I just ran with this business. I started just sharing it with everyone. If you came 4 or 5 feet in between me, I was like, hey, what's up? You ever heard of Thrive? Look at my patch. Wearable nutrition. No, I'm not trying to quit smoking. And it just was nonstop. I grabbed my phone. I'll tell you guys, one of the biggest things I did when I first started that a lot of people don't do. I grabbed my phone and I went from A to Z. I started texting everybody. I had no mercy. I was like, I'm getting these no's because somebody's going to tell me yes. And I was reaching out to them like, hey, so have you ever heard of this product called the Thrive Experience? It was like, no, cool. Listen, I would love to send you some more information. What's a good time to chat, or what's your email? Boom. And I was on to the next person. And eventually people had to say yes. And then all of a sudden it started growing. I think we hit 12K at the end of February. This month, 2014, we hit 12K. And I was blown away, guys. It just was nonstop. It was helping other people hit VIP 800, VIP 1600. Our team hit 12K. And 6 months into this business, I quit my job. I walked away. I was making more money doing this than my job. I'm like, the hell am I going to do my job? I'm having fun doing this and what? So I quit my job 6 months in. 10 months promoting this Thrive Experience. Our team at the top rank, October 30th, 2014, we hit 200K. I was blown away. I'll never forget that feeling that day. So accustomed, used to feeling in my life that when we hit it, it was like a surreal moment because I've never did this before. I was just an employee for somebody else. I was working for somebody else. I never did network marketing. So when you hit that top rank in any business or company in general, it's a euphoric. I mean, it was so like we did it, and I was a hot mess. I broke down crying. I was like, man, I can't believe this is happening. This is my life. And I'll never forget it. Paul was calling me, Mario, Tony, and I just left my phone on the table, and I went outside and I started just talking to God. I'm like, God, you did this. Like, I can't believe you did this by a simple yes, guys. And really, in all actuality, it was never giving up. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was capable of accomplishing. I just had to not give up and believe in myself, and the rest will fall into place. Helping everybody get what they want, and you can have everything you want, was my mindset. So my goal was, man, I want you to get a car. I want you to get a car. I want you to get a car. Everybody's getting a car on this team. Like, it was like everybody's going to be on, we're on the Oprah show, and everybody on this team is getting a car. And sure enough, that's how we grew. We just helped everybody win. And once everybody's winning and your team is winning, the success comes with it. Fast forward now, 5 years in, it's been an amazing journey. I've been able to be on stage 2 times. I won 2 awards, PPA awards. You guys see in the background, top 10 PPA for 200Ks, which is pretty awesome. I'm going for the trifecta this year. I haven't got the email yet, but if it happens, that's going to be pretty cool. I am a few paychecks away from being a millionaire in Lavelle, which is awesome. Never thought that was going to happen when I first started. I'm super excited for that. Literally, I'm staring at every week that comes in, I'm doing numbers like, all right, now it's 6, 7, 8 more weeks. But it's all a blessing, guys. All I did was just not stop. And to this day, fast forward, I don't stop. I literally lead our team by example. I don't believe in people coming on board and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, go ahead and get some free accounts, go ahead and get some samples out. No, I'm the first one out there sampling. I'm on the street grinding. I'll share with you a funny conversation. I was on the phone with one of my 12Ks, and we were just talking, just having a basic conversation. And I speak to the bank teller, and she's like, hey, listen, so what is it that you do? Like, tell me your job. And I'm like, oh, yeah, great, I work from home. And I went into my whole spiel, and I forgot I was even talking to my 12K. And she goes, Aaron, I can't do that. Like, how did you do that? And I'm like, what? I just shared what we do for a living. I've shared my excitement and passion. And she was like, dang, you need to be, like, put in a bottle and I could just drink this excitement everywhere I go when I'm talking to somebody. But guys, 5 years later, I'm still in the grind, just as if I'm started. And my mindset is I'm going to work this business like somebody's trying to take it away from me. And they're not taking my goals and not taking my dreams away. So that's how I grind day in and day out in this business. So that's my story. I know I cut it short because it is a 5-year story, so there's a whole bunch of stuff in between that happened, but I definitely want to cut it short so I can be able to help you guys out and answer some training questions and all the stuff that I can be able to provide for you guys.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That energy, wild. So good. And I love that, like, you've been with the company since before they even launched the DFT, before the Thrive Experience, before Facebook was even like a way to build your business. So you've been out in the trenches since for 5 years. And I love that because it's a process, you know, and the fact that you can go out here and become a millionaire in 6 years, like where else can you do that in the world? And that's kind of my next question. And this is just so we get to know you a little bit, you know, because I'm going to ask, you know, how you had success, how you duplicated leadership and all that. But I want to know kind of like your background, if you could dive into that, because I know you had a lot of debt coming in here and you paid off that debt very fast. So kind of tell us who you were coming into this, and let's start there. And then we'll talk about like the success and how you were able, because I don't even know how much debt you had, but I know you were in a lot of debt.
I was broke, like capital B-R-O-K-E, broke. Like there's no running around how bad it was. I was working an 8-to-5 job, salary job, but I had so much debt on top of that job. Literally, somebody introduced me to this guy named Dave Ramsey, and I'm like, nah, bro. Ain't happening. I need my credit card because I was so broke. Like you could only, you know, literally live off of, you know, your bank account. But when you're broke, like I was snatching up my credit card just to put food on my table. And it got to the point, I have 3 young kids. My boys are like, I think what, 5 years ago, my boys were 5 and 7. And I'll never forget this. I got to share this with you guys. This is how broke I was. I was picking them up on the weekend. I had my kids and I had my boys, and my son says, Dad, can we go bowling? And I mean, bowling, guys, it's not like back in the day bowling where it's $2 or $1. It's like, you know, 20, 30 bucks a game. Main event or any kind of bowling alleys, you're going to be lucky not to blow 40, 50 bucks. And I had to tell him no. And it just broke my heart because I'm like, man, bowling, come on now. Like, that's like not, I'm not taking them to Six Flags or anything. And then 2 weeks later, I picked my kids up again, and I'm like, where do you guys want to go? And my son's like, I want to go. Never mind, we don't have any money. And that to me, like, I'm a grown man. I was in tears driving to the park, you know, because when your kids at 5 years old can say, we don't have any money, you're setting them up in their future for failure because you're installing that in their head. Listen, we're broke and your future is going to be broke. And that hurt me. Like, it devastated me. I could not even afford to take my kids bowling. But not only that, just the fact that my 5-year-old at the time knew enough to say, never mind, we don't have any money. Let's just go to the park. It's free. I mean, it broke my heart. And I said, I can't keep doing this. And it got to the point, guys, where I was literally in such a bad state of, I would say, not necessarily depression, but I mean, could call it depression, but like, God, you have to show me another sign because this is not, I can't keep doing this. And I remember those days where I would wake up, hang off the edge of my bed, and I would be just practically in tears. Like, this can't be my life. Like, I did so much in my life. Why am I going through this? I didn't do anything wrong. Like, you start to question, how can this be my life? I've been a good person. I've been a good servant. I've gone to church. I paid my dues. Why am I struggling like this? Why do you have this? Like, I would get upset sometimes. I'm like, God, why are you cursing me for this life? And sure enough, those prayers were answered in an unexpected package, guys. And there's so many people right now that are right now, as we speaking, on their knees praying for help. And the problem is we're not being the messenger that God wants us to be. And so that's where my life was 5 years ago, literally broke in debt, mentally broke, emotionally broke, physically broke, financially broke, and just in the worst spot known in my life. And it was worse, guys. I was in Iraq. Like, I served with the military. I was in Iraq, and that was worse than Iraq because at least in Iraq, I had some money in my pocket. But I didn't know if I was going to die or not, but I had money in my pocket. But when you have nothing and you can't even give your kids the life they deserve, and as a father for boys, I was like, I'm going down the path that I went down as a kid growing up, single mom raising kids on welfare. I don't want to show them that life. And it hurt. I mean, it hurt me when my 5-year-old said, never mind, we can't even afford to go there. I was like, 5 years old, you should not be knowing this. I have to do something. And sure enough, when opportunity came, I never looked back. And even to this day, because you know what, business, it goes up, it goes down. That's life, right? There's going to be peak times and there's going to be high times and low times, peaks and valleys. But at the end of the day, I always remind myself why I started in the first place. And remember, I'm not going to go back to that lifestyle. And that's what keeps pushing me forward. Because guys, you're going to get no. No is a negative word. People can tell you no. But at the end of the day, you just got to remind yourself why you clicked that button, why you got started, why you said yes, and who you're doing it for. I knew who I was doing it for. My kids, my family. I didn't want them to go through what I went through. It was much deeper than, oh man, I want this life for my kids. I had the mindset, I want to never have my kids experience what I'm experiencing, which is much deeper than that. And so basically that's how broke my life was 5 years ago. And it's just more than just financial broke. It was emotional broke, etc. So fast forward now, I feel rich in my life and rich just in general.
Okay, everyone is literally loving this. And like, I think a huge part of this industry and success is like, obviously confidence, but like emotion. And that's what you're giving us, you know, like this is so good. I'm not even going to talk because I want to hear more from you. But thank you for opening up to me because I didn't know, you know, it's so crazy that 5 years ago, how old are your kids now? So they're
my oldest turns 12 in 2 months. My youngest turns 10 in like 3 months. My baby girl, she turns 7 next in April 7th.
Wow.
Yes.
So that doesn't show you guys how much, you know, 5-6 years ago, their dad couldn't take them bowling. And now it's like, dad's about to hit Millionaires Club. Like that just shows you, you know, and it's not even that money just like brings you all this happiness. It gives you options. It lets you breathe. It lets you sleep better at night. And, you know, if you're going to do this business for any reason right now and you're going to push yourself, do it for your kids. You know, do it so they have options when they're older. So that gives me chills. So thank you for opening up about that. My next question, and Steph put, you know, how did you go X to, you know, 200K? I love that you missed VIP 800, VIP 1600, you missed 4K, you still went 200K in 10 months. So I'm interested in hearing, like, how did you duplicate that leadership? How did you sustain it? How did you keep going and, you know, hit these PPA awards? How did you sustain that for 5 years? Like, what went into that? And I know three-way calls were a thing back then. They're not now. So I'm sure things have changed. So just spill it all out there.
Yeah, God forbid I ever do a three-way call again. No, I'm just kidding. I won't say that to you guys. It's changed. Of course, social media's changed it. You know, it's a completely different format now. But I think what's helped me sustain that is I never want to be, there's two types of leaders. You could be the leader that leads from the front, or you could be the cheerleader that leads from the back. And cheerleaders are those that just, hey guys, good job. And they're sitting there like, man, when do we get paid? That's a cheerleader to me. And I've seen that. I mean, 5 years doing this, I've seen so many cheerleaders come and go. And I never had this mindset where I wanted to be that because I didn't come on board in the best possible way. My sponsor, unfortunately, she was my boss, and this business wasn't a priority for her. So when you get dealt that hand, I really don't even have a sponsor, guys. 5 years in, don't even have a sponsor. Never got one bit of waiting room, never got one bit of a promo, never even got one gift in 5 years. The gifts I got was earned. It wasn't given. And so for me, I look at it like I never wanted to teach my team that. I never wanted to give them that I wasn't given. So I believe, and I was raised by my mom the right way, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I came in this business not the right way. And so I'm like, nobody else is going to experience that. So somebody brand new, I'm going to treat them the right way. Somebody 5 levels down, 10 levels, 12, 14, I don't care. I want them to have success. They came on board, they got goals, they got dreams, and it's going to be my job to show them the way. And so what I've done is create layered leadership. And you'll hear that word constantly, layered leadership. It is basically showing somebody how to be a leader, because when somebody comes on board, they're learning the system, the process, and they're learning how to promote. But once they hit those levels and hit those ranks, you show them what's the next step. You want to be 200K? I'm going to give you responsibilities that a 200K has. I'm going to show you how to be a 200K, because guys, each and every one of you right here should not stop at 12K. Oh, I'm good at 4K. Oh, I'm good at 12K. I'm good at 40. I'm good at 80. Why stop yourself? Why put a ceiling over your head when jobs do that for you? right? So my mentality is this. I'm going to show you what you want. If you want to reach those goals, here's what you need to do. But I'm going to lead you by example, because my brain can't comprehend. Oh yeah, good job, guys. Let me go sit here and cheer. Even as a trainer, I'm screaming loud and proud, but at the same time, I want people to know I'm still working. I'm still grinding out with you. So same concept goes into this business. What we've done over that course in those 10 months was create layered leadership. Once somebody hit 12K, you were a leader. This is what you need to do. You need to take over those calls. You need to take over the team Zooms. You need to take over the team calls, team chats, whatever. You need to be out there. You need to put yourself out there. Show everybody what you're capable of. Because there's going to be something you can do way better than I can do. And I want the world to see it. Not just the team, but I want the world to see how great you really are. Because, guys, here's the deal. At the end of the day, God creates all of us differently. All of us that's watching the Zoom, all of you guys are created differently. So somebody might have more passion than the next person. Somebody might be more knowledgeable in Facebook posts than the next person. So why not show everybody what you're capable of? And that's how we created layered leadership. Somebody was better at creating events. All right, cool. You handle that event. I'm just going to show up. I'm going to invite people and show up. So that's how we created layered leadership. And it just started to run. And it just, to this day, 5 years later, I delegate responsibilities. It's not that I'm lazy. I don't know how to do documentation. I'm not even going to sit down and try to figure it out. Why? When I got my Rockstar 40K, she knows what she's doing. She gets in there and she starts typing away. I'm like, girl, you the bomb. But here's what I will do. I will give her that recognition because I don't want it. I want you to get that recognition because when it's your time, when you're 200K, you're already handing that recognition somewhere else. And all they're doing is teaching that new leader, here's what I'm doing, and what are you good at doing? I'm going to teach you that. And it's just layered leadership, guys. So when you get to that point where you're 200K and you get to that point where you have a team of 500 or 1,000, you're not trying to take care of everything by yourself. It is just operating, flowing at the same time, and everybody is growing together collectively. So when it's their time to shine, when it's their time, the leader steps back and say, the stage is yours. That's what we did for 10 months. And 5 years later, we're still doing that.
I don't know if I'm talking to Tony Robbins or Les Brown or like a mixture of both, but holy crap, this is so good. And I love that this isn't just about like how you build on social. Like you're like, leadership is a huge part of what we do. And, speaking life into other people before they see it themselves and just, giving them that opportunity to say, you lead the Zoom, you lead the call, you lead the training. Even though they're scared shitless, they do it. And then they get better and they get better. And that's what makes a leader, when you do things that scare you. So I want you really to, because we're only 25 minutes in. So I really want you to spend a lot of time on these next 3 things, which are, I want to know your top tips, like your top 3 tips. That could be network marketing. That could be, social media. Like dig deep and really tell us like the foundation of your success and align that with your top tips.
All right. So tip number 1, mindset. Because if you don't have your mindset set up, if your mind is not right, you're never going to grow anywhere. Why? Because our mind limits us. Guys, it's more than just a comfort zone. Your mind can tell you whether you're going to succeed or whether you're going to fail. And most people let their mind get the best of them. Think about how many times have you gotten your own way? How many times have you said, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I cannot grow, I can't do this, right? That nobody told you that. Nobody came into your room and said, hey, girl, you can't do that. You told yourself that. So mindset's the biggest key. When you wake up first thing in the morning, you should be saying some affirmations. I am 4K. I am 12K. I am 40. I am 80. I am 200. I am a millionaire. I've been saying that for the last year, 2 years. Guys, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got to sit down on my phone. When they announce this award, I'm gonna show it to you because this is how my mind works. I got the Lavelle Millionaire Award on my phone because I see it. I think about it every single day because when that time comes, it was put into the world. I put it out there. This is what I am. And when that time comes, I'm in the shower. I was in the shower. I am a millionaire. I am going to get excited. I am going to get passionate. I am going to deliver fire on this Zoom tonight. That's how my mindset works. So tip number 1 is mindset. You either can tell yourself you can or you can't. But here's the deal. Whichever one you want to go, whichever route, you're both correct. You either can do something or you can't. You can get those bonuses or you can't. But at the end of the day, you control the outcome of your success by literally sharing what you can and can't do. So tell yourself, I am. First thing in the morning, mindset. Tip number two, be relentless. See, here's the deal. I love sharing this, be relentless, Because most of the time, people don't understand how powerful Relentless can be. Like when you're texting people like, oh, cool, man, I text 10 people. Why are you stopping at 10? Why are you stopping at 15? You need to stop at 100. You need to stop when your fingers get tired. You need to stop when your eyes are getting tired from staring at the screen. And you're like, I got to get up. Man, I just talked to 100 people. That is a relentless mentality in this business. So tip number 2 is be relentless on your approach in this business. You think you're working it all because I spoke to 5 people, spoke to 7 people? That's not enough. Because at the end of the day, there's 20 or 30 or 30,000, 50, 100,000 people out there right now that need this product, and you're the one that's supposed to be speaking to them. You're the one that they need to see their post. You're the one they need to see that transformation. You're the one that they need to see to believe, oh, man, I can't believe I just saw this post. Oh, man, that's amazing. You're the one that they need to see. You have to have this relentless mentality in this business. Go in. Don't just, oh, man, I spoke to 10 people today. I'm good. Oh, cool. I sampled 2 people. I'm good. Oh, great. I did 3 connection chats. I got 1 order. I got 2. So what? Why are you stopping at 2? Who's stopping you? Be relentless in this business. Tip number 3.
I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay, with mindset, do you mind giving us some tips, like what you do in the morning, or like do you podcast, do you read? Can you dive into that? Because I'm curious to know.
Oh, no, you good. I YouTube motivational videos every morning. And guys, I'll share with you something. I YouTube them every morning, and I always tell myself one day I'm going to be listening to myself speak. Meaning that one day there will be a motivational video, my name and my voice is going to be heard. And I tell myself that every morning. And so I listen to YouTube, and I just search motivational videos, and I go ahead and I like all of them, and I just basically, they just run different motivational videos. And the reason why I do that is because I want to control my mindset first thing in the morning. So I listen to something positive. I like podcasts, but at the same time, I need fire. I don't need, oh yeah, girl, so let me tell you how to grow your business. I can't do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to bed. There's no point in even doing that. I need you to get in me talking about you're lazy, you're struggling, stop being broke, stop having a broke mindset. God created you stronger than that. Go after it. That's what I listen to all kinds of motivational professionals, whether it's from Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, even heck, what's his name? Hold on. Even Joel Osteen be getting it in sometimes in the morning. I'm like, all right, Joe, get on with your bad stuff. You don't realize sometimes he be getting in. I'm like, all right, now I feel Jesus coming in me at first thing in the morning on Monday morning. Guys, it doesn't matter. YouTube, motivational videos. I'm a big Eric Thomas fan. He's actually one of my favorite motivational speakers because of his passion and his past life. I felt like that was mine. And I actually met him in person, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm meeting E.T. in person, but it was just a surreal moment because I'm like, man, that's awesome. I want to keep that mindset going. I will, and just keep pushing forward. And it's phenomenal to listen to that. As far as books, take your pick. I read Girl Wash Your Face. I didn't really feel it as much though, guys. Like, I'm gonna be real. Rachel Hollis, she is off the chain, but I read it though. I just didn't understand how women go through emotional struggles. You know, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't get it. Like, 6 months pregnant, I don't feel it. I ain't on the same page. But I read everything I possibly can physically read because I know some people are just like, oh man, I listen to audio. I get audio is great, guys, but at the end of the day, you're gonna retain more reading a book. I can guarantee you that. You'll retain more reading a book. So it's funny I say that because I'm actually most likely going to be meeting Rachel Hollis in August at a training event, but I read it. I just read anybody's stuff. If you tell me it's a good book, I'm going to read it. One of my favorite books, I will say, oh man, there's so many. I like You Are a Badass. Awesome book by Jen Sincero. She's phenomenal. Get Over Your Damn Self is one of the best books I read. She is a network marketing guru, but just the way she presented herself in the book, I loved it. I mean, I freaking loved it. There's so many books, guys. The One Thing is fantastic. Leaders Eat Last. Man, you name it. I could go on for days which book I read that's going to help you guys out. But yeah, get a book. Whatever you do, go on Amazon after this Zoom and say, I'm going to get a book. I'm going to start reading tonight. What I'm reading right now is by Brendan Burchard, High Performance Habits. This guy is the #1 coach in the world. Like, he coaches Oprah. Like, you can't coach anybody more than Oprah. Like, you hit the mark when you coach that high. I actually read David Goggins' which book? not David Goggins. Guys, I'm sorry. I get excited when I talk about books I read. Hold on.
And I have one question before you give us your last tip. Someone did ask, do you approach people about the business first? How do you find all these people? I think that's a valid question. I'd love for you to answer that.
You know what? Great question. It all depends on the circumstance. It all depends on the position. Most of the times, I'm going to lead with the product. Because I don't want nobody to get, and I'm not talking to anybody if you ever did this, but I don't want somebody to get started on the business and not be on the product. You know, like, hey, great, I'm so excited for you joining me as a promoter. You could be my next 12K. I need you on the product. Like, if the product's not going to work, this ain't going to work, because I don't want you to be a fake thriver. I don't want you to just be here just to be making money and you're not even on the product. So I always approach it with the product first, with the business in mind second. Like, hey, listen, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started, but I need you to get the product. If it's not working, then this ain't going to work. Because if you don't feel it, then this ain't gonna work. Like, there's no point even going past that point. Give you a great example. I'm working on somebody right now. She's a part of a different company. The products aren't working anymore. And she's like, I want to know more about your business. And I told her, I was very honest with her. I said, if you do not feel the products, we're gonna end this conversation right here. There's no point. I mean, great, you might want to make money, but I can't work with somebody that doesn't feel the product first. I need you to be a product of the product in order to have success in this company. So that's how I approach it. Hopefully, that's somebody's question.
I feel like this is going so fast, and I love it. I think it's because you talk so fast. Like, your answer, like, it's so good. Okay, I want to know your last tip. So we went over mindset. Your second one, what was your second tip?
Relentless.
Pregnant. So my brain. Okay, so give us your third tip, and like, this is the final tip. So this has got to be real good.
And you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest. All of it's always going to swing around the same format of mindset, because I can tell you all day long, using social media presence, you and all that. And you guys got phenomenal leaders on this team that teach you that daily. And you just follow them. Whatever you do, follow them. If their posts are working, follow what they're doing. The last tip I'm going to share with you, and this one's really big for me, is dreaming big. I think that's where people fall short. Your vision. If you do not have a vision board or a vision or goals of what you want to accomplish in your life, what are you going after? And that's more than just mindset. Like, you have to have a vision for yourself. Like, look at this business and look at this opportunity and ask yourself, if you're working a current job right now, is that job going to get me my dream house? Is that job going to get me my dream car? Is that job going to take my family to Disney? Is that job going to retire my spouse? Is that job going to allow me to live my life on my terms when I want to get up and when I want to go to do whatever I want to do? Is that job? If you can say no to that, then use this business as an opportunity to accomplish those goals. Get your dream house, get your dream car, get your dream vacations, go on trips that you've never been to, buy stuff that you always wanted to buy. I see this time and time again. Somebody criticize somebody for getting a Louis Vuitton bag, and I'm like, why? Why are you criticizing? They wanted it. So what? That's something they might have wanted. That's something they always dreamed of. They wanted that bag because that's something that they saw themselves being in, holding that bag. My wife's the same way. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, though, guys, you got to dream big, because nobody's going to do it for you, nor nobody's going to dream for you. Nobody's going to sit down and say, hey, I got your dream. I got your back. No doubt. You have to dream big and picture yourself being a part of that. Picture yourself living in that dream house, being in that dream car, being able to get 6-7 figures a year, looking at your bank account saying, you know what, I ain't got to stress about money no more. I don't have to put my kids in childcare anymore. I can spend my time with my family and not worry about when my next paycheck's coming in. I don't have to look at my kids and say, no, we can't eat that. No, we can't go there. No, we can't go there. No, we get to do what we want to do because we have time freedom, we have financial freedom, and we have life freedom, guys. And when you have all those three, that means your dreams were accomplished. And when you get to that point, there's always going to be more dreams you can accomplish. There's always going to be more goals you can go after. There's always going to be things that you want to do in your life. Why? Because we only have one life to live. Might as well live it to the fullest. Don't put yourself in that box and dream small. Oh, I just want to be a 12K. I just want to be a 40K. I'm okay if I be an 80K. Why are you dreaming small? Why are you dreaming small? You got one opportunity, one chance. Why not live it to the fullest? So my advice to each and every one of you, have your vision board. Look at your goals and say, I want to go after that. If my current job is not going to allow me to get these goals, then this business better do it. And I better make it happen. Point blank. That's all I got.
I have no words. Like, normally I would give my opinion, mic drop. There's nothing I need to say because I've done a lot of Zooms the past 5 years. I've never seen this many comments on a Zoom. I'm just going to be straight up. I think there's over 100 people saying stuff. This was incredible. Thank you so much. Are you going to be at Thrive Palooza?
Nah, it's too far for me, guys. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it.
That's okay. Maybe someday we'll hold the Millionaires Club.
10 minutes away. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. It's so far from me. I don't know. I mean, literally, it's 10 minutes from my house. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it or not. It might be on my weekend plans. I might go down.
No, so you're going.
No, literally, it is like 10 minutes away from my house. No, I'll be there. I've never missed one. And I go. And Courtney will tell you, when Courtney last year, I got to share this with you guys. And this is something I'm going to share with you because a lot of people don't realize how powerful connections can be and energy can be. Every year I go, and every year I've seen people, I came on board this business, and I want to share this final tip with you guys. I've seen people come on board this business and have faster success than I have reached bigger goals, have been able to accomplish those goals. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I do every single time somebody gets on that stage, I am the loudest person in the crowd, regardless, because I am celebrating somebody else's life and success. So when you guys go to forward, don't look at somebody, I don't know that person, stand up and clap for them. You know why? Because one day when you're walking across that stage, somebody's gonna stand around and clap for you. That's how you make this world a better place, by cheering each other on instead of looking at somebody saying, I don't know them. Like Courtney will tell you, I ran all the way to the sideline, ran up there, took a picture when she got off that stage. Guys, because I cheer each other on, you need to cheer each other on and celebrate each other's success and be there when somebody feels like they're failing. That's how you guys are going to grow to reach those 1 million plus and live your life on your terms. Celebrate everybody's success. So when you get to forward, celebrate everybody's success. Whether you know them or not, be loud for them because one day they're going to be loud for you.
Done. That was so good. I'm not even going to give my 2 cents because that was like, I'm going to upload this to YouTube and I'll send it to you because this is a video where I will listen to over and over again because it's an aha moment. Like everything you said, I wish I would have had a pen and paper, but thank you so much for hopping on here with our team. And you guys all have a good night, and I will post the recording on our team pages, okay?
You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All
Bye,
right.
Courtney. I'll see you later, girl.